Guys, welcome back. I'm going to continue work on this reading passage. So we don't read passage first, we go to a question. So let's figure out point of view. Okay. And then according to passage, family live packing. Packing is a Beijing, you can just for your information. Family's ink studio. 65, number 4. And then main purpose of the last paragraph, which is number 5. Line 10, coppers, number 6. And then passage makes clear that house grew from the simple house to compound. The house grew. Homework success for her family was, okay. And then passage that happened about 200 years earlier. Following comparison regarding calligraphy does later makes. Okay. Let's read. The setting of the passage is a small town in China during early 20th century. Beijing. Okay, packing right there. Okay, number 6. Hopper's Lake. So if you look at this thing, excuse me. Selling fresh curd, a bean curd, and this, a few coppers that needed to make your stomach happy. So a few coins, like money, that you can buy those things, right? So yeah, that's coin right there. The family home grew from simple to complex with the wings stretching 5 pillars each. So let's see here, complex people. 400 years ago, birth 8 sons. Okay, so B. So it talks about the ink business, ingredient of ink. Okay. Grinding, measuring, and pour. They stir and mold, dyeing, and carving, finally wrapping and counting, storing. So this is a process of it. Number 4, 60. So make ink was first burning, grinding. So burning, grinding, pour, then stir, molding, drying, and carving. Okay, so one ingredient being burned. So all this tree was burned, and then wooden beams. No, is it wood? Probably my secret family recipe. Okay, number 5, last paragraph. Their quality. It says their secret recipe and everything too. Point of view. E. Childhood in China. C is like trick, ink maker, but then nothing to do with whatever it is. The hacking used most of the time because let's see. It says something about here. Successful, but not so much great envy in this. In packing, more people wrote important documents, more documents in this packing. Pottery glazing district. Yeah, this one. Family ink studio consists of, it says somewhere right here, I underlined this one. Great. Being grained shed on the courtyard, also one brick wall and tile roof, one of the strength of beam, next tile and floor, duct peats, strong, this is this. Made a settler. Okay, so let me see, for shed, pit, cellar, okay, that's perfect. 8, success for the family was I saw the success area successful, but not so much because great envy that we ate meat and bean curd almost every meal. New pedal jacket and all, no holes. That's like success for them. So it's like pretty simple. Like they don't need to, eating treadmill with breakfast. Yeah, each 200 years earlier. Here, a couple of hundred years ago. Here's before all supplies stopped most at once. So, okay. So here, the following comparison included there make. This is somewhere here. Her calligraphy was even better than father's. So, G. Okay, move on. Same thing. We just go to question first, and then to the answer choices. Point of view. Wright Brothers aircraft. Skeptical about Wright Brothers. Last paragraph. 14. 13, 15. 31, 16, 31. Revolution. 16. Invented to power aircraft after 59, 18, 15. one personal reason. Testing their equipment. 7120. Without reading it, we still can figure out that, oh, it sounds like, it's about Wright Brothers. Okay. Team purpose of this one. Their success itself. Yeah, there. See. Not the first people. I remember the first people. What was the question? I don't know. Let's just read. No, first pilot. Nor were Wright Brothers the first achieve powered flights. Revolution of Eiffel Tower. Making 14 trips over the city, including revolution of Eiffel Tower, balloon powered. So going around Eiffel Tower in this case. Circle course. This is H. It's remarkable they were hardly bolt from the blue. So it's like suddenly. Oh, gee. Okay, hardly, so it's not. Bolts from blue is like sudden, so not sudden. Oh, excuse me. Sneezing's killing me now. Okay, line 20. It says, yet they expected press to hail them, conquer the air. So which means it's like opposite. They expected. Oh, gee. And then it said, but reporters skeptical, so it makes sense. So this guy is a way more like famous. Okay. So Dayton Brothers is the one that they're talking about. Okay, line 14. Successful there. Initially poorly covered, so they don't really care much about them because it says the few newspaper. So point of view, the passage told the best describe that writer with historical perspective who wants to correct misconception of light. Yes. It's not about like everybody like praise about Wright Brothers. In the beginning they didn't really pay attention to. And then 12. Main difference between Wright Brothers and work of other inventors. I think I mentioned about here playing couplets. So it's like here playing like giant aerodrome and plunge water neutral, not accepted to bicycle mechanics. So Wright brothers are bicycle mechanics, didn't know anything about engineering, but then others, they're like engineers and having like degrees and everything. So they're the one that probably could have done better. Then the result is opposite. So whatever they're saying is they didn't really pay attention to engine. I think it's like says something about engine. I'm sorry, my sinuses are all messed up now. Yeah, it says the powered by internal combustion engine. So that's the difference, right? So where is it? The one that we're looking for? J, the powered. One reason reporter is skeptical is their yeah, because it says like you're skeptical, and then whatever part you can read from here, and then their aircraft invented powered their aircraft after. It becomes easier for inventors to power their aircraft after they're getting engine. Probably B, because it says something that the automobile engine had come to their own. And then 19 testing aircraft where there were B, because it says somewhere here, this part. They didn't really expect much. Okay, let's move on to next passage. Let me pause for a bit. So next passage, we go to questions first. Summary of the passage, okay? And then primary first paragraph, 22, first paragraph. For the passage that author believe which of the following about publication material use in comic art, except when points about time and comics. Question not answered. 6986 convention 2686. 26. The following poetic devices having balance must achieve comic. Real world events, personality are found only. Okay, let's read. So this is main idea here. Much in common all other forms of literacy, right? So 22, first passage is try to compare literacy and comic art form. Yeah. Daily basis. Another one. Time. So cannot allow emotion, sound, time. Okay, how effective is convention are in creating 26. Convention in this case seems like how they do. Yeah, all this their practice itself. Gathering no stereotypes is a common, yeah, customary practice. Summary: comic art has been important. Not really. This is nothing to do with whether important or not. I just like try to give us brief idea of comic art, comic itself, and then how they try to compare to old one and now the modern one and things like that. So, okay, see, there's nothing to do with the film. And then 23 can be resuming passage that publication materials comic art. Says both use a print inexpensive paper. Comic appeared color, comic strip. Okay, colors is important part. So yeah, color. Except comics, comic strip, comic book appeared. Yeah, so it's daily basis, right? And then readers can slow the pace of storyline by speed. No, this is not really end of action. Yeah, G is like the other way around. Just like something that they can't really control over time. And then not answered. Element literature share. Yeah, it talks about it. And then stop character. Humorous comic strips. Humorous comic. How effective. Sound pretty comic art. Yes. Last paragraph it talks about the drawing style there. They don't really talk about drawing style. Following poetic rhyme. Monomer. I think it talks about at the end somewhere. Here, poetic device of Balance must have achieved comic between. I think this is sort of like, common sense, word and picture, because comic is the one. It says something, balance, combination, word and as he developed the personality of character in art, the current result of yeah, period of time. I underlined it. So over time, real world event personality are found only in which of comic. Current current one is at the end. It talks about politically satire strip right there. Yeah. So political satire. Yeah. Question 31. What is following question South not directly answered? 26, 32. Low electric currents generate by electric fish. Equally differ from ordinary fish. So it's all about electric fish. Navigation. 14 battery is 37. Electric yield 38, 39. 40. Navigate weekly. Electric is required. Okay, we just read through. Okay, I think this is the one that I can answer. First, line 40. Oh, not yet. So let's read more. Dinner plate the muscle down. Row of segment battery of muscle unit. Battery of muscle unit. No, muscle unit. Right? Now electric fish here more or strong weekly electric one. Such electric yield for battery generate 1 MAM voltage. Electric yield powerful enough to knock a man out. Weekly fish don't need high voltage or current for the purpose and purely information generated. So 32 persons, 32%. Except that doesn't give us like example, just like description about it. And then I believe one of the questions talks about electric eel. This is obviously a strong one. This one too, electric fish have developed system navigation using electric. I think it was from the beginning. Water is not too muddy vision effective. So electric field and water even more conscious that are open have subjective idea echo subjective. Okay. And then using the nature. Okay, so J. Continue read. Okay, 39. Family of curved line. Says family of curved lines leading the fish through a series of potholes and portholes spaced along the front half of the body. Okay. Here it says, beginning of the sentence 37, however, for human visualization, because it is easier to think term primarily of curved line. So visualization is B. And just describe about what it is. Twice independently navigation. Okay, so not directly insert. Yeah, this insert. Altimeter, yeah. Swim or star. E, I think. I never said anything about different fin location. Yeah, here, the portholes, the curve around in the water, diving into this. Okay. A D, because it says at the tip of the tail. And then 34. Electric fish would know if they rock. But the electric field, that whatever they actually created. I see. The navigation part that yeah, here. Obstacle appears, vicinity and rock, the line current that happen hit, then obstacle will be changed. So, okay, J, fish differ from ordinary fish in terms of I think this is about, I remember they swim, like, where is it? Right here. So this independent image, but normal high fish method of swimming during whole Way of swimming. How do you swim? D. And then last one, I believe. According to this successful navigation. I remember rigid body that they're talking about somewhere right here. 60. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, so I'll come back with science section pretty soon. So bye-bye.